At 16,000 feet, every breath felt thin. Every step crunched on loose stone. The lake looked empty, just green water in a hollow of ice and rock. Then something caught his eye. Bleached white, out of place. A human skull. Then ribs fanned like broken branches, an arm still wrapped in bangles. And then he saw even more bones. Not dozens, hundreds. Every one of them with the top of the skull smashed in. Death from above, preserved by cold, held by ice. No sound, no birds, just the dead surfacing. In the Indian Himalayas lies a glacial lake called Rupkund, a 40-metre, 140 feet bowl of ice water, frozen most of the year. 3 days hard trekking from the nearest village. At 16,000 feet, just reaching the lake is a trial. When the thaw comes, the water turns green, glacial silt and summer algae. It looks almost beautiful. But beauty here is a trap. In 1942, the war felt distant in these mountains. Hari Krishan Madawal, a forest ranger, reached the lake as the ice was pulling back. He stood at the edge, looking through the water's green haze, and saw bones. The longer he stared, the more the lake gave up its dead. Not dozens, hundreds. But the worst part wasn't what he saw in the water. It was what the bones revealed when the ice gave them back. Alone in the silence, it felt as if the dead had turned to face him. Word spread fast. In wartime, panic came easy. The fear was Japanese soldiers, a hidden raid in the mountains. But these weren't soldiers. The bones told a different story. Every fatal blow came from above, as if the sky had turned on them. Forensic surveys in the 1950s documented the same pattern, again and again. Savage fractures on the top and the back of the skulls, minimal trauma elsewhere, no defensive breaks on the forearms. It could have been hail. Not the hail you know, ice slingshots the size of cricket balls, one strike to the crown of the head, and a life ended before the echo. At altitude, storms form fast. There is nowhere to shelter. Radiocarbon dates on many of the remains landed around the 7th to the 10th century. Healthy people, on foot, carrying pilgrimage gear. The local legend remembers a king, not alone but with his court, musicians, nobles. Wealth carried up the trail. Parasols and ornaments fit for a procession, not a pilgrimage. The mountain they climbed was sacred to Nanda Devi, the goddess, the peak. A shrine, not a stage. And when the court turned devotion into display, the goddess answered with a storm. So, case closed? Not even close. In 2004, science cut through the silence. Full genome sequencing, radiocarbon precision. 38 skeletons tested, only a fraction of those still scattered in the lake. And the results split into two stories. One expected, one impossible. The first shows victims of South Asian ancestry. Dates: the 7th to the 10th century. Healthy travellers carrying pilgrimage gear, the bones the legend remembered. But the second should not have been there. 1,000 years later, the 17th to the 19th century, another group met the same fate. Their DNA traced not to India at all, but to the Eastern Mediterranean, Greece, Crete, and among them one from Southeast Asia. No kinship, no family ties linking them. An unlikely band, strangers to each other, strangers to this land. And yet all of them died here the same way, each skull marked by a single crushing blow. Two groups centuries apart, bound by no culture, no journey. History remembers neither, but the lake does. And the most chilling part, hundreds of lost souls and no single record. No disappearance from the Mediterranean archives, no expedition log, no family petition for the missing. A group that should exist in history, but doesn't. Two parties, 1,000 years apart, no reason to be at this lake. And the strangest of all, there's no record of deaths like this anywhere else in the Himalayas. Not a single one. But here, it happened hundreds of times, each body showing violent death. But those were only the bodies that were recovered, only the ones tested. Rupkund is not done giving. Every melt exposes more remains. Some vanish into backpacks, carried down the trail as curiosities. Some sink back into the silt, waiting for another thaw. Locals don't linger. They call it dark, dirty, a place where the goddess left a mark. Pilgrims bow and quickly move past. And scientists admit the simplest, most chilling truth. With only a fraction of the bones studied, we cannot say how many groups have died here, or how many are still waiting beneath the ice. If you need answers, Rupkund will not give it. Be it weather, gods or demons, the storm passed, and every summer as the ice melts more bones still surface, as if the dead won't stay buried. There's another place where the devil left his mark, not in bones, but in ink. A book so dangerous 20 pages were torn out and hidden. Watch the Devil's Bible next, tap the end screen and step deeper into the archive. And if you're still here, you're not a casual viewer, you're an archivist. Subscribe, because next time we go from silent bones to a voice that shouldn't have been heard. A ghost who testified at her own murder trial. I'm Nico, and I'll see you in the next mystery.